Excited to chat with you for a moment here. We miss having you in the classroom and actually hanging out and harassing, that sort of thing. I'm sure Carter McCaw doesn't miss me at all, but that's okay. Hopefully the rest of you do. And we'll talk about a few things. So this is our last major assessment between now and the end of the year. Woo-woo! So this will be due on the 17th of June, the final position paper. But this week, what we're focusing on is just the planning. So this week is just the planning. You have a whole week just to plan the thing out, so that the following week you can write it and just be awesome. Okay, so on the Moodle, we go to the formal writing resources section. So it's in a new section. Then you're going to go to here, position paper resources, and in there, everything you need is there. Okay, so those are the planning pieces and all that sort of thing. Okay, so I'm just going to back up one step. Okay, so on your lesson plan for the week here, you're going to watch this little video from a friend of ours. The teacher has put it together. It's some of the negatives of globalization. Then the second one is some of the positives of globalization. Feel free to use those arguments, use that evidence as a starting point to generate some ideas. Make sure you're recording it in a T-chart formation. So the T-chart, the topic would be globalization. One half of the T would be positives or pros. The other half would be cons or negatives. And then put some pieces together of evidence there. That's a building block for you. Okay. Once you've done that, then you're going to go on to the position paper resources and you're going to open that. Now, I wanted to show you a couple of things just so that we can talk it through. Let's go here. Step one. You are to plan and write a persuasive essay on the source below according to the assignment instructions. This involves interpreting the source itself as well as taking and defending a position. Okay, so you have to take and defend a position. That's easy, right? You're arguing with people all the time. You're trying to get your parents to let you stay out later. Hey, can I hand an assignment later? Hey, I want a car. Those are arguments. To help you get better at that, that's what social studies is going to do. Help you learn how. But how do I argue intelligently, but with evidence? And you're going to argue and defend this position here. Globalization has taken a scattered collection of isolated groups and evolved them into a successful, interdependent global network. It has led to never before seen levels of social connection, political cooperation, and economic prosperity. It's a lot of words. So what the basic premise of it here is this. We've taken scattered collection of isolated groups. Hi, I'm an online gamer. I involved in different social groups. I'm a cowboy who loves ska music. I'm a skateboarder. I'm part of the LGBTQ community. I'm a far left. I'm far right. I'm into crocheting. Whatever your thing might be, isolated groups and now evolved them into interdependent global network. Those are some silly examples, but it could be countries, it could be provinces, it could be a nationwide response to the pandemic. It could be all manner of things. It could be political groups. It could be the Antifa groups. It could be the alt-right groups, and they're now interdependent. So it has led to never seen before levels of social connection, political cooperation, and economic prosperity. That's what you're talking about, okay? So here's what you need to do. To what extent should we embrace the perspectives in the source? Write an essay in which you must analyze the source and demonstrate an understanding of the ideological perspective reflected, okay? So what perspective does this source have? What ideological perspective? Where on the political spectrum would it be? What elements are there? Then you establish an argument of position in response to that question. And then you must support your position and arguments by using evidence. It's not just your opinion. It's a sound, critical, well-reasoned, well-thought-out argument supported by intentionally well-crafted, specific pieces of evidence. Use the content from the entire course to do that. What you need to do is demonstrate that you know and have understood some of the social studies things. Use anything from the course that we have provided. But that's the key. It's not just rambling. It's not just internet ranting. It's not just a Twitter or a Facebook rant. It's a well-crafted argument with actual evidence. You shouldn't have to look too far for things. Use course materials to demonstrate. Okay? I'm going to talk you through this just briefly. Obviously, you want to access tutorials on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10, or some other times if you need, let me know. So here we go. So paragraph 1, analysis of the source. You can use any of the starting stems I've given you here just to help your writing to get better until you get comfortable with it. The mistake is that students tend to go, oh, they're both here, I'm going to use both of them. Well, no, pick one that you like, and that's okay. We're just giving you kind of the training wheels in the position paper writing. It's a skill that we know that you need in business after high school, and it's one of the number one indicators of student success in the post-secondary is how well they write. So, analyze. Explain its point of view. Connect the elements to the source and the points of view to major concepts regarding globalization. Is it assimilation? Is it interconnectedness? Is it Americanization? Is it hybridization? Is it acculturation? What are the concepts that are represented there? Is it universalization of culture? What elements are there? Okay, so you're analyzing that. Generate an issue question. The author of this source addresses the question of to what extent should, and then you tell me what question is it asking. Is it about interdependence? Is it about connection? What is the thing the author's talking about here? Then your thesis statement. You identify possible positions you could take on the issue, questions, and identify the best position. Some would argue that, because others believe, so pick one of these. Don't use all three, pick one. So this is kind of what your summary, this lets me, who's reading it, where are you going to go? That you believe, yes, it's positive and it's we have interconnection, and here's the issue it's dealing with, and here's what the issue is, and here's why it matters. You can use those as your starting. So that's an introductory paragraph. Okay, paragraph 2. Topic sentence. Don't just start writing, but tell the reader where you're going. Those who agree with the source believe that, and you give some broad, general supporting statements. Okay, then this is what you need to do. You need to come up with 1, 2, 3 separate arguments. And for each argument, you must have 2 pieces of evidence. So 3 arguments, 2 pieces of evidence each for 6. Now, if you're smart about this, what you'll do is you go, oh, I need to use both modern examples that we've talked about and historical examples of globalization. Use any of the notes, the videos, the concepts, assignments, case studies. Everything we've done all year has been purposely chosen and crafted so you can use it as evidence. Okay? You must have evidence, otherwise it's a rant and you won't do as well. Then you have to summarize what you have just said back into here. So what I often do is your topic sentence could be very similar to your concluding sentence, just slightly rewording things and summarizing it. Don't just stop writing, but you must have a concluding sentence. Paragraph 3, you disagree with the perspective. The first one's you agree. The second one, you disagree. And you do the same thing. So the good writer acknowledges there's always multiple positions on the issue. So some would agree, and here's what they say. Some would disagree, and here's what they say. But you must have, once again, 3 new arguments and 6 new pieces of evidence and a concluding sentence. Now, paragraph 4, this is one that you tend to like better because it's now your position. Okay? Topic sentence. Most preferable position to raise the source is to the extent of, and you continue on. While the author of the source is correct, it also is necessary to acknowledge and address those who disagree with the source. So after examining these various perspectives, the best position to accept is, and this is your position, state your position. I'm not marking you on if I like your belief or your position. That's irrelevant. It's just how well do you write it, how well do you argue it, and how good is the evidence that you provide. So here you have to provide supporting statements for defensive position. Identify 3 aspects of the question that should be addressed and explain with evidence how to achieve that. Okay, so identify different aspects of the issue that should be addressed and explain with evidence how to achieve that. So supporting statement 1 and evidence. Supporting statement 2 and evidence. Supporting 3 and evidence. Okay, then you summarize it here. Now lastly, your 5th paragraph is what you're doing is you conclude the whole thing. You summarize everything all together. Okay, and you can use these writing prompts as well. So it's a 5-paragraph position paper. So just quickly here, you analyze the source. What's it saying? What are the pieces? What are the concepts? Then you go the perspective supporting it. Paragraph 3, you disagree with the source, and here's why someone might disagree. Paragraph 4, your position, and identifying the 3 aspects of the issue question that should be addressed. And then a 5th is a concluding. So I'm going to go back over here, and hopefully we can show you this. So you have to look at, in yours, what are the issues to be addressed? Is it creating collected, isolated groups and evolving them? Is it really evolving? Yes or no? Is it being successful? Is it creating interdependence? Or is it creating isolation? Is it causing echo chambers? Does the political left and the right now gather together, or are they being put apart? Is it bringing people from different values, perspectives, viewpoints? Is it bringing them together, or is it not? Or to what extent is it doing that? And you'll notice here, we have the different aspects of globalization: social globalization, political globalization, and economic globalization. You must have examples and speak to each of those 3 elements: political, social, and economic, as well as using examples both modern and historical. Okay, I'm going to just go back to the Moodle here just for 1 second. I want to just quickly just show you this rubric here so that you can know how do I get marks. Okay, so how do I get marks? I'm going to focus this here. So interpretation of the source, analysis of the source is insightful, and links to globalization are discussed thoroughly. So you're saying social globalization, economic globalization, political globalization, and you have evidence of each one of those. You also then, within that, you have both historical, i.e. slavery case studies, or modern. We've done those all year. Then your arguments. Your arguments are convincing and developed in a sophisticated manner, level in relation to the writer's position. Okay? Evidence. It's purposeful. It's thorough is a key word, and sophisticated with very few errors. And then writing. It's fluid, well organized, and vocabulary is sophisticated and virtually error-free. Okay, so that's a position paper. So this week, you're just preparing it. You have an entire week just to prepare. If you want to begin writing, that's fine, but you're only expected to prepare for now. And then what you're going to do for marks for this week is you're going to hand in the completed T-chart here, and you're going to hand in your completed position paper here, or a planner, sorry, the planner here. And then the following week, you'll have the week just to write the thing, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, I hope that helps you. Make it a great day.